Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 13, Kshtra and Kshetraga, or Field and Knower of the Field. The Lord Almighty said, Arjuna, this body is known as Kshetra, and the one who knows the body is called Kshetraga. Such is the perception of knowledgeable people. Arjuna, you may consider me as the Atman or Kshetraga of all the bodies in the world, and according to me, this knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetraga without any distortion is wisdom. Now I'll explain to you in brief the Kshetra as it is, with all its characteristics, and also Kshetraga as well as its influence. The renowned sages have described Kshetra and Kshetraga in many ways. Besides this, has also been explained through various Ved mantras and through various carefully drafted Brahma Sutra. The 5 elements ego, intelligence, basic nature, the 10 senses, the mind, and the 5 vishyas of the 5 senses of speech, touch, sight, taste, and smell, and desire, joy, sorrow, consciousness, and the life force with all their blemishes collectively is described as Kshetra. Now I'll explain to you various characteristics of wisdom. The lack of pride in personal goodness, the lack of ill actions, the quality of not annoying any living beings in any manner, the generosity to excuse, the simplicity of the mind and speech, serving one's Guru with sincerity and devotion, purity of inner and outer self, stability of thought process and control over mind, the senses and the body. These are some of the attributes of wisdom. The lack of attachment with pleasures of this world and the next, and the lack of ego and the repeated contemplation about birth, death, jara and disease in various vicissitudes of life are the other qualities which constitute knowledge. The absence of attachment towards child, wife, house, wealth, relinquishing mamta, affection, and maintaining one's calm on the grant of loved ones are desired attributes. Unstinting worship towards me, the Almighty, through constant yoga, the tendency to live in solitude and in a neat abode, and the lack of love for people involved in the pleasures of life are some more attributes of knowledge. Constancy of thought and realizing the Almighty is the core knowledge, GitaGyan, of divine knowledge and philosophy. All these constitute knowledge, and whatever is opposite to it is ignorance. I will now describe whatever is required to be known, whether human beings, when they attain peace and happiness, it is necessary to have full knowledge of the eternal Param Brahma, which is neither known to Sat or nor Asat. So these are not known as Sat or Asat. Neutral. That unknown has his hands and feet in all directions, with eyes, heads, ears in all directions. Because of his existence of this nature, he unfolds the entire universe in him. He understands all vishyas of the senses, but in himself, in fact, without any senses of his own. And even though he does not hold any attachment, yet he is responsible for maintaining all. he is without any gunas, yet he is able to enjoy all these. The all-pervading Almighty is present in all living beings, even though he himself is suksham and is unknown. Though he is very close, yet he is very far and is omnipresent. The Almighty is indivisible, and with one form, he is all-pervading like the sky, and yet appears to be present in all living beings in bits and pieces. And he, the Almighty, in his Vishnu Roop, is responsible for maintaining all, and in his Rudra Roop is the destroyer of all, and his Brahma Roop is the creator of all. He, the prime creator, is the light of lights and is much beyond the illusory world. He who is the prime soul is worthy of knowing. The provider of core knowledge, GitaGyan, knowledge of divine philosophy, is particularly present in everyone's heart. In this manner, I have described to you briefly Kshetra, body, knowledge, and the Almighty's form worthy of knowing. My devotee who acquires this divine knowledge attains me finally.